Oh my god. Not during the ad break, no! Hello. Little guy's raid, aww. Hello, hello. I was watching. I'm gonna repeat this when the ad break is over. But I was lurking. I was cracking up. I was cracking up. There were so many good moments. Okay, let me 10 seconds until the ad break is over. Oh, another raid! Another raid! Wait, the ad's almost over. The ad's almost over. Hello, hello. Triple raid! Triple raid! Did I raid before the bot could message? I don't know. Hello everyone, hello. You know what, let's go ahead and head on over to the classroom. And you know what? There you go. Hello. Hello everyone. Hello. Okay, let's welcome everybody. Thank you for the triple raid. Wait, it's triple, right? Hello. I was lurking. I was watching you guys. I was lurking. It was so funny that every time like Donchi knew that like he was caught, he just started singing. I was like so tempted to just like break lurking, but it was like 5 minutes before I was supposed to like start streaming. I was like laughing so hard every time. What was it, like Kuro? Kuro was like, oh, so then why, can you explain why I saw you do this and that? And then Donchi's just like, our God is an awesome God. Gonna grab lunch lurking mode? Yeah, no worries. And then there was like the exchange with like Vite and Kuro too. That one was also really funny where it was like, why did you notice the body? But it was like, because it wasn't a body until you came in and killed it. Oh my god, that was so good, you guys. That was so funny. That was so good. Okay, let's thank the raiders. So I know Owen went into lurk and get some stuff, some grub. Thank you, Owen. Also, hello, Matthew. I saw you right before the ad break started. Let's see. Hugs, hello, Race Cat Raid. Hello, Toge. Hello, little guys raid. Hello, Vite. Thank you for the raid. Awesome. Hello, Shinsu. Thank you for the raid. Bears raiding bears. Yeah. Shinsu, hello, welcome. Twerk, 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 get rated, get rated, get rated. Oh no. Is that class appropriate? Thought you calling everyone stupid by getting opt first. I was laughing so hard. I saw that part where like it felt like Vi kept on getting opt, and I'm like, no, stop bullying the bears. This is bear discrimination. Wandin mouse. Oh yeah, I got the Wandin mouse pad. You guys, look at him. Thanks for the pet, Donchi. I was just talking about how funny you're. All the times that you just started singing. Take care, Owen. Yeah, I was sabotaged because me not being the first dead was immediately sus. Oh no. Needs a bear buddy to keep him safe from getting off first. Mayhaps I could be the bear buddy, but I'm shy. I'm shy with... I've also never played Amogus. My chat christened me the gaslight lawyer. He's so stinky. Yeah, it's Wandin. It's Wandin. Our God is an awesome God, he writes. I was like top 10. I was like actually laughing. I don't know why the song is always stuck in my head. The funny thing is, like, I'm not religious, but I know the song because everyone sings it so much. Well, I don't know it that well. But it'd be funny if it's the same with you, Donchi, where it's like, I just know the song. But yeah, hello everyone. We just got started here. You guys all rated during the intro screen. Oh, let's put some... I was feeling like listening to Higurashi today. So we're gonna listen to a couple of Higurashi sounds. Some Moida songs. But hello everyone, hello. My name's Babinka Bear. I'm your local sun bear and art history teacher. And today I kind of just want to chill. I just want to stream for maybe a little bit because I'm gonna visit my little sister. Because I actually missed her birthday because I was sick. So I'm gonna go over and get her some sushi. And yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be chilling for today. Oh, let me make sure that the Spotify music is... Oh, it's barely up. I don't know how much you guys can hear the Moida tunes. My neck feels kind of itchy. Your neck feels itchy. Oh no. ¿Por qué? For why? Happy birthday, Sister Binka. Yeah. She's growing up. I remember when she was but a potato. She was just but a small cub. And now she's a high schooler. Ew. No, I'm kidding. She's actually a good she's a good egg. she's a good cub, that one. Oh no, happy birthday. Yeah, I missed her birthday was on Wednesday, but I was actually like I had such a busy I was supposed to have sorry, you can probably see like my gesticulations. I was supposed to have a busy day on Wednesday. I was supposed to go to the office and like help the team with like a new project involving sand. And I was supposed to provide the sand and stuff like that, but the morning I woke up I just had like the worst headache and like the worst sinus problems, and I was like, oh no, I just recovered from bovid. Is it bovid 2, the bovining? But it was actually a sinus infection. But I've recovered, I want to say. I still have like a teensy bit of fatigue, but otherwise I'm Gucci, maybe even smoochy. So BB Sister Bear, yeah. Hello, Kale. Hello. My what? Ran Bear. Hello, every pony. It's sand. Bucket sand. Nah, it's like a cool little like where my team is planning a cool little like project for the kiddos involving sand. So yeah, bucket sand. The random Matt I just noticed, he's so cute. I can't wait to get mine. Give me some arm hair. Give me some pets from me. He's so cute. Okay, let me move over Ran Bear, and then we can admire the gets together. He's like, get your mouse off me. See, isn't it cute? There's like the little 3. I like the scar. I like the little like sweat drops. Omona's like color sense is just so good, right? Okay, this is my favorite part. Yeah, it's kind of big, right? I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I like that he's barefoot. And the thing is, I don't like feet. I'm definitely not like a feet person, but like I just think it's adorable when it's like chibi and it's like, look, no shoes. I know it's kind of large. The thing is, like, I don't know what to like do with, like, you know, should I put my keyboard here, put my Gundams like aside, you know? So there's a little bit of real estate that I need to figure out. That wasn't the only thing that I got though. Let me see. Got some stickers, some IRL stickers, and then let's see, this one and this one. There we go. Got the stickers. Sus. Yeah, see, very fitting for what you guys were just doing. He was the imposter all along. God, that's the Among Us stream was really funny, you guys. You guys killed it. He's so large. I was wondering why Orby was a mouse pad when Random was a desk mat. I got the Orby too. I'm sitting on him. Let me see if I can. It's gonna fill up the whole screen. Very large. It actually helps us short bears. I'm a short bear. I feel weird about like I feel weird about this is gonna seem really sussy. I feel weird about sitting on the face. Like, cause I am sitting on it. It's actually a really nice cushion. So I always flip it over to the butt. You know? I always flip it over so it's like the butt side of the cushion. I just feel weird about it. Chair seasoning. I'm sure there are many who would much like to sit on the face, but I I am a faithful bear to my beans, right? And occasionally he lets me look at Kiara Sashoin from Fate Grand Order and just thirst over her. So sometimes Carmilla from Fate Grand Order and sometimes Nero from Fate Grand Order. I think we're seeing a trend here. Let me catch up on chat. Oh yeah, get your stickers, everyone. Get your stickers. Get your sniffer stickers. Let's see. These beautiful little dogs. Let's see. Yeah, the mat is huge. I'm worried about my merch because it's supposed to come on Monday. But oh, you're on holiday. You're going on a trip, right? He's so large. Aren't you already on a trip? But yeah, you're going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship. I'm wondering why Orby was a mousepad and then yeah. Hello, May Shark. Hello. What OP is this? This is I think the one that was playing before is Higurashi. Is like the very first like Higurashi no Nakokoro ni theme. This is the ending, but they don't have the official version, so I think this is a cover. Let's see. Huge orb. Season the Orby. Oh, Matthew, thank you for gifting a sub to May Shark. Pan fried to orb. Everyone getting your stickers? There we go. His face is now seasoning the chair. It's true. Dove Beetle, thanks for getting your sticker. May Shark hugs. Donchi, you guys are getting your stickers. You're in Scotland forever. Nice. I hear it's beautiful, isn't it? Have a nice stream, Binkas. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. If any of you guys, I forgot to do my usual raid message. If any of you guys got a raid and run, you know, if you guys got to get some foodums or just chill, or even if you want to just check out someone else at the moment, no worries, no worries. Get some rest, get some snacks, get some bathroom time. It's very cool. Yeah. I'm excited. If you have like photos of Scotland, feel free to share in the Discord, or if you posted it elsewhere, always down to take a look see. Yeah, I've been getting the traveling bug lately, right? Cool caps. Yeah, thanks. It was Beans gave it to me for Christmas cuz like I said, Christmas is my favorite holiday. So it's one of those like I get to celebrate it all year now. Oh, you can post some pictures in the Discord. Cool. Send Scotland to us. Exactly. I've been thinking of getting other keycaps just cuz like, you know, maybe if I do have this all year, then it doesn't ruin, but like, you know, maybe I don't want an overload of Christmas. I already start celebrating in the Burr months, right? So, but you know, maybe from like January to August, maybe I'll have something else on here. But I don't know. I'm still thinking because Beans has showed me like bear themed caps, and they're just not really what I'm looking for. I think the best case would be if Omina, if she made like I like her keycaps. I just haven't I haven't like had the well, I do have the funds, but I've mostly been spending it on random merch. So if it's like, something Omina based, I might get something like that. The bear months, exactly. The burr months. Went to a small museum and saw some art, so I took. Oh, thank you, Hux. I'm so excited. Is it like just any kind of art, like contemporary, or is it like kind of cultural Scottish art? Either way, I'm excited. Oh, I see what you posted. Oh, they're tapestries. The OG pixel art. Yeah. That's so sick. Her sets are really fun. Yeah, I like them. I like her Halloween one. I was like, dang, should I save my money for this or for the random merch? Last month of the year is 2 bears of the same kind. The same bear. December. I went over finances this year and realized I spent so much on. Me too. What the kale? I also like I keep track of my finances both like automatically through like my bank. But you know what? I should also start. I should actually start arting now that I think about it. Yeah, we're doing POSCA markers today, by the way. If you guys have not dropped in on a POSCA marker stream, they are paint markers. So let me see if I could actually zoom in a little bit more without you seeing my. Oh, you see my legs. My legs. But I also keep track of my finances. Wait, where's my webcam? My bear legs. Let's go. Zoom, enhance. Okay, if I move this here. There you go. So there's not as much sunlight coming out from the window as I would have wanted. So if this doesn't seem well lit enough, let me turn on the desk lamp. Ah! I can see all my erase marks if I do that. Bear. I keep track of my finances both automatically through my bank, but also manually through. I have a spreadsheet on Google Sheets, so I manually just like track everything. I keep track of like the categories and like I put VTuber stuff under luxury, because it's stuff that like I don't really need it, but I like it. So my spending is almost always in like takeout food, yeah, or VTuber merch. That's been kind of like my biggest expenditure lately, at least. Let's see. Omina keeps attacking my life points directly. I play Pot of Greed, which lets me summon Pot of Greed. It's based on Mary Queen of Scots. Nice. I wish I remembered a little bit more about like European history, because that wasn't the sister of Elizabeth, right? Like that's not Bloody Mary, right? The 3D render is so high tech. Exactly, right? You guys like my 3D rendering? Dia, thank you for the 10 months. I feel exposed and attacked. Curse the consequences of my own action. Oh, I think it was? Okay, I need to brush up on my British history. Is this the right green? Is the question. It kinda is. Because I tested these out yesterday, too. I like this. Elizabeth's cousin. Ah! I wish I remembered a little bit more. Like, back when I was in, like, beginning college and high school, I took, like, an AP European history class. And also, like, to be honest, in Bear America, our world history, or at least till recent, when I was a youngin', world history just amounted to the world wars. Like, nowadays, I feel like it's a bit more diverse. Like, they actually teach, like, the Americas and, like, African, like, civilizations and stuff like that. But when I was a kiddo, I feel like a lot of my, my learnings was just like the two world wars. Like I remember like the causes of World War One, and like the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, blah blah blah, and all of the okay, well, let's be honest, Hitalia also helped with like the alliances. But also, I do remember though that my teachers in high school, they showed us a lot of movies because we're high schoolers. We our engagement, our attention span, even back then was not great. So he would show us movies, and one of my favorite movies that had to do with European history was have you guys heard of The Lion in Winter? That's like one of my favorite films. It has Peter O'Toole as Henry II and Katharine Hepburn as Eleanor of Aquitaine. And they're so good. They're so good in that movie. I also got to brush up. I stupid. It's okay, Hugs. It's okay. Maybe I could do some research and we can have a lesson. She was Queen of Scotland and had a distant claim to the English throne, plotted to us. Oh, yeah, so it's that war. It's that war. You what, mate? I did Africa very briefly in high school and it was barely lectured on. I knew nothing about colonialism. That was the big one. That's the big one. Do I need like clips because this page is starting to like lift up. Remember my first year of history focused on British royal families, World War I, and the slave trade. Yeah. I think because I teach middle schoolers now, but because I only teach them art, so I'm coming in as they're already like learning stuff. Uh-oh, I don't think I have any clips. I need clips. And I haven't cleaned my desk, so it's gonna be hard to like fish it out. Give me a second. Maybe we could do without clips. Maybe it won't be so bad. I have a pin. Here we go. I have a paper clip. This is fine. this is fine. I feel like an exception to the crappy American education system, as I like world history. I love world history, which is why, like, for me at least, it was a shame the way that it was taught when I was growing up. Or maybe it's not even when I was growing up, because I feel like people of my generation might have, maybe they just had different curriculums. Because like I said, I just remember the world wars, but nowadays, like, because of my job, I'm required to know what is being taught in, like, middle school. And they are teaching the Americas. They're teaching about, like, the Inca and the Aztec, It's also possible that they did teach it and I just didn't remember it. Samesies. I'm stupid. I think it's also and I do make a big deal out of this in my like work life as well, is that the way that we teach history, or at least here in Bear America, isn't always the best, because there's a lot of emphasis on like memorizing dates, right? Which, yeah, it is important to know, like, kind of in the grand scheme of things, like when things occurred. I think it was also pretty obvious yesterday during my collab with Milky that I'm not the best with dates and like time periods, unless I've like gone big ham, like. But I know like the general Casper moment. No. No, I would say that I'm a little bit more well versed than Casper. At least in terms of like history. Like, I know approximately when things happened, especially because of, like, there's a certain art to art history that, like, a lot of Western art historians follow, right? Like, we're taught about, like, ancient history first, or, like, Paleolithic art, like, cave painting and stuff like that. And then we're taught about ancient stuff, so, like, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, Roman, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of the river civilizations, and then the next part of like what's usually like art history 102 is the Renaissance. or leading up to the Renaissance. So you get like medieval times. Well, you get the fall of Rome, you get medieval times, you get the Renaissance, and then you get the fall up to the Renaissance, which is like, Revolution, Rococo, Baroque, that kind of stuff. That's where it gets kind of muddy for me. Like, I don't really know. Like, I like Rococo art, and I like Baroque art, but it gets kind of muddy. Like, that's when I start to fail at like, oh, I can't really tell the difference sometimes. UK teaching is kind of the same as all. Look at how great we are. Oh no, they just spit out the when. Don't go into exactly the why. Because like, it's something that I didn't realize was like so bad until I started tutoring. Because when I started tutoring, like, that's when I realized just like, you don't know how bad it is right now. Nanda, hello. I might reach out to you once my stream is done, because I was thinking about you lately, because I had just finished a collab with Milky, and I was like, oh wait, I also want to collab with Nyanda. If you have the time, no pressure, no pressure. Because I know a lot of us are busy, right, with certain plans. History is mostly just textbook work and memorizing dates, so it's really hard for me to stay engaged, even though, I feel like that's the case for a lot of people. Like, history is, in my opinion, like, really engaging. It's really cool to just see, like, the origins of, like, different things, right? But the way it's taught is very unengaging. It's like, if you don't memorize, like, every single war that George Washington fought, then you fail the class. And it's like, well, I just want to study, like, George Washington's personality. Was he a dick? Was he like, from what I heard, I remember one of my lecturers said that, like, oh, like, George Washington was actually like a super hot-headed guy, when he was younger, and he was like a general before he was president. He was I like this song. When he was a general, he was like super hot-headed, and he used to have like flaming red hair, like super like vibrantly red hair. And people would kind of like associate that with like, oh, it's like fiery George Washington over here. I love listening to you talk about history. Oh, thank you. I was thinking about like I've been kind of slacking on my language studies, on my Japanese studies. Because I keep on saying that I'll study because Beans has class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm like, oh, when he's studying, you know what? I think I need more ink. Oh no! It's okay. We just gotta. It's like watercolor. You just gotta like lead the dot elsewhere. But yeah, I've been slacking on my language learning. I feel like I need to get back on that. There we go. See, you just gotta like lead the dot so that the extra paint doesn't oh no, look, see. So it doesn't just like inundate the entire paper, essentially. Also, give me a second. I'm gonna mute for a second. All right, we back. Just checking in with Beans. You might hear some computer work in the background, but to me that's very ASMR. So spoiler, he was a dick. That, from what I've heard, yeah. Like, George Washington, didn't Goreg's dentures have slave teeth? They did. They did in fact have. Well, that's what I know. If people have heard otherwise, let me know, because I am curious about that kind of stuff. Wendy's looking. It's always like, what day did the toilet Franz Ferdinand when did Franz Ferdinand take a poop? Instead of like, oh, I wonder why he was assassinated. Might he have had some controversial opinions? Perchance? You know? Like, I kind of want to know that. Like, it's been nailed into our head that, like, oh, the assassination of Franz Ferdinand was one of the causes of World War I, but why? Like, why is this one assassination, like, the biggest deal? And, like, one of the reasonings is because it went into the whole, like, system of alliances that they had, where it was, like, like, oh, this country, like, Franz Ferdinand was attacked. Well, my allies are going to go up against your allies, and the allies both have a very strong army. So, stuff like that. And it's almost like it's not necessarily that it was just the assassination. It was that was the what's the expression? The straw that broke the camel's back. That was like the fuse that the light that lit the fuse to make everything explode. Like, things were already tense by that point. So, a person who studies a lot, teachers do in high school, textbook describes stuff and never explain. Yeah. Like, they tell us to just read, but then what? Exactly. Like, there's a lack of explaining why this information is relevant to us, right? I think that's the big thing with teaching history, or like any topic really, is like, a good teacher will tell you why this is important or why it's relevant to you. And like, I think the biggest thing that I was taught, like, when I was still like going into like education and teaching, is like, why should someone who is, dealing with, let's say, poverty, or like they live in like a gang associated neighborhood, or like an underserved community, why should they care about George Washington? Like, why should they care about like this like person that's already passed, that like isn't influencing their life? And it's true. On one hand, there are ways where like the actions of the founding fathers do kind of affect like things nowadays. So there's that, but it is also that, like, yeah, fair. Like, why should people care about that when there's other things that they should be that they could be spending their time on? I'm of the stance of like, a lot of things in history do affect us, and it is good that we know it. But it's also understandable that there's so many people that are like, well, why should I care? Documentaries are more fun and engaging versus the classroom when it comes to history. Yeah. Because then you can kind of go into niche topics, right? Like, I had a student one time that she's very into like makeup and fashion. And it's like, okay, then why not just, let's go ahead and look into like the history of fashion, the history of makeup. That goes back all the way to ancient Egypt. And the reason why they even wore makeup is because it was actually like a useful thing. They would wear makeup over their eyes as kind of like an ancient version of sunglasses. And from there, it became more aesthetic. It became more of like, oh, now I'm defined by my cool makeup. Eep wins, I go ahead, good night. Yeah, good night. Thanks for stopping by, May. Thank you. Founding fathers, yeah, exactly. The founding fathers did a lot to affect us. Depends on the person teaching, but Filipino history has been bland teaching. I got wowed into yeah. Same here. That's the thing, I didn't even know about Filipino history until I got to college. And that's when I got like, I went all in. Like I said, I did my as I mentioned yesterday, when me and Milky were talking about the Santo Niño. I did my honors research on wait, what did I just say? Yeah, we were talking about the Santo Niño because I did my research on the Santo Niño, and I just thought like this thing that was in my household ever since I was but a cub, it has a really interesting history that goes all into like not just colonialism, but ways that indigenous people kind of resist colonialism in their own way. Because when it comes to stuff like, Mexico, Latin America, Brazil, and the Philippines, or anywhere that's been colonized, there's a lot of this idea that like, oh, they just kind of like, they just got colonized. They didn't fight back or anything, where it's like, no, they did. And like, even if they didn't fight back with weapons, right? They fought back with their ideology, with what they held on to. And for me, like the Santo Niño was like a good example of that. Like the way that the early Filipinos, or like the Cebuanos, the way they worshipped the Santo Niño was uniquely them. It wasn't just like the Spaniards told them to worship this and that was the end of the story. It was like, no, it was based off of like how they already worshiped their deities and their ancestors. They were bathing the Santo Nino in the ocean water because that's how they worship their ancestors. So I don't know. I just think stuff like that is really interesting. Same with like the Aztecs that or Aztec people, like Nahua people that had to build churches after they were colonized. They incorporated a little bit of their indigenous architecture into those churches. You could still see it nowadays. You can still see like their indigenous. There was even like little stones that were inscribed with their deities. So that's like an excellent example of like how indigenous people like resisted, right? A class was about Jose Rizal and being a pimp, but not the reason why he got used as a scapegoat. Exactly. The Katipunan looked up to him and thought Rizal would be great to be named in the evolve. He had an interesting story too, Rizal. They had raccoon eyes. Wait, I gotta catch up. I don't want to go deep into politics, but yeah, oh, exactly. The Electoral College. The Electoral College. And gerrymandering. Let's not forget about the gerrymandering. Was Andres Bonifacio's Oshi at one point, so that's one way to put it. Mexico mentioned, yeah. My Asian Am Studies professor wrote a book on Filipino history that sums up knowledge on Filipino other than American effery. Andres really looked up to Jose. He's a fanboy. Exactly. I like that there's like this one painting of Bonifacio where he's like leading the charge, right? With the flag, the Katipunan flag. Okay, how am I gonna do this? But yeah, what was I yapping about again? I was yapping about the Santo Nino and history and the way that it's taught and all of these things, right? But I even remembered back in high school when I was taking like AP European history, I did enjoy it. Though, I will say this, it was also partially because of fandom. I was into Hitalia at the time. And I feel like not enough is said about the influence of fandom with like what we end up going into, right? Or what we end up enjoying. Because around the time that I was getting into history, I was enjoying Hitalia. And it actually helped me memorize things like who are the alliances, who are the Axis powers, who are the allies, right? Because I remember being like, oh, I want more fan art of the of the allied powers because they just look so cool next to each other, right? And then like if you, oh my god, we're gonna get into like the Fujo the Fujo talk. I'm gonna stay till Eep takes me back. Yeah. No worries. Stay as long as you need. And like when you gotta rest, feel free to rest. Fujo Friday, but it's Saturday. It's Fujo Saturday. When you ship people in Italia, you end up learning a lot about their shared history together. And I'm so sorry. I was like a US UK hater. Like even though like yeah, they do have like a very interesting like relationship, the two nations, right? But I was a frucker. I was a France UK enjoyer and a Russia America shipper. I was a Rusame and a frucker. And you end up learning a lot about their shared history. Like, you know, Alaska used to be Russian territory until it was given over to America for funds, for money essentially. Because they sorely needed those funds. And then like France and UK, they have like over like you're a fucker too. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, like their shared history is super long, even though a lot of it is like war, right? A lot of it is like I hate you so much. But I think that's what put a little bit of the spice in there. Hitalia taught me more about country history than most schools did. It's true. I learned to sing Polyushka Polya thanks to Hitalia. I don't remember that one. Is that the... Oh no, I'm not remembering anymore. You're a fricker. Francis Bonfoy, right? Toxic Yowie. Let's go. I forgot that they had names. They had like the human names, right? Like Francis Bonfoy or Bonnefoy, Alfred Jones. No, Alfred F. Jones. Wait, I need more colors. Oh, I only got green. I need all the other ones. The anthem. I see. I remember that the one for France was super like hardcore, wasn't it? Like it was all about, it was like after the revolution, so their anthem is like, we're gonna water our crops with the blood of our enemies. Wait, let me get some more markers. I need the right colors. Okay, I got some blue. We could do white, but we also have like an off-white just in case. Oh, you know what? Off-white should be for the tusks. And I need some black. Okie dokie. It all circles back to Hitalia. To a non-Hitalia watcher, Fruck. Yeah, I think that was definitely the intention back then too. It was like, you didn't just say that you supported Fruck, France UK. You say that you were a Frucker. It's the anthem. Yeah. You ship Rust China because of the toxic yaoi. Do you remember? Do any of the old school Hitalia fans here? Do you guys remember the old AMVs? Or sorry, they were called MADs, right? Like the MAD videos from like Nico. Like Hitalia was the reason I like I learned how to navigate Nico because I wanted I needed the yaoi. I needed to watch animated yaoi, you know? Because when you said Rust China, Lambda, there was like one of my favorite videos was it like a Plastic Tree song? It was like a Rust China mad AMV. And it was to like I don't know if it was Plastic Tree or if it was like Duran Gray, but it was like a J rock band. It was like, dang, this is as toxic as it gets. I love it. If only there was a medieval equivalent of Hitalia, it'd be... Yeah, Aquitaine on the couch surrounded by everyone else in Europe. Man, I love Eleanor of Aquitaine. I love Eleanor of Aquitaine. But maybe it's because of that movie I was talking about. I have a pattern! Might head off. Just learned there's a hot tub here. Yo, enjoy the hot tub. Hugs. Thank you for stopping by. Hanel, hello, welcome. You got your sticker. Get boiled. I'll be a soggy goat. Don't forget your floaties. Cause everywhere I touch, we get this feeling with the frog. Oh my gosh! You're bringing back all the memories. I think I have a playlist of all of like the like. Oh no, it's on my like personal account. But if I can like convert that to another playlist, we're gonna watch it together. It was like all of the old like Hitalia AMVs. Give me a second. We're talking about Hitalia. It's been ages since I heard that word. I was talking about how like I'm super into history, and I've been into history since I was like in high school, and part of it was because of Hitalia, because like it just helped to like engage that topic for me. And another point that I was gonna get into is that when I was getting into art history, I started playing Assassin's Creed. And given now, like, you know, Ubisoft isn't looking so hot, but it's... No, I guess it's like hit or miss with Ubisoft, isn't it? But back then, that was my bread and butter. Like, I still kind of want to play, like, the Assassin's Creed games that I haven't played yet. Like, I want to play Mirage, I want to play the Viking one, Valhalla. Because the last one I played to completion was Odyssey. I even played the DLC. That one was fun. Because it had, like, Greek gods and stuff in it, too. I don't think you can... Let me squeeze out some pigment. Ah, it's too much! Let me just... It's like watercolor, you just gotta lead the bead. I think that's what my watercolor professor told me. Like, you have to... There's like a little bead of, like, color or pigment. You just gotta lead it around. You gotta direct it. Lead the bead. Now it's bubbly. It's okay. I think I just have to wait for that to dry. The Nico Nico Doga AMV memes. Nico Nico helped me learn a little bit of like slang, like a little bit of the Japanese slang. Some of it is probably really outdated. Like I still see W. Like when you spam W, that's like ha 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 ha, like warau. And then kita is like it's here. Cause I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nico Nico Doga. It's like Japanese YouTube but different. It's like the comments show up on your screen. I think a good example is Rhea Citrix. I think she has her chat set up like that, where like everything shows up like on screen, but it like scrolls this way, right? So, you know, if let's say that Randon is on Nico Nico Doga and he says something unhinged, you would just see like the screen just get covered with like people spamming like Lamau, you know. I think I sobbed on more historical accurate AMV. I love the historically accurate ones. Good morning, church. Green. I know, it's so green. The reason why I learned Polyushka Polya song was from an AMV about the Russian history. Oh, with Anastasia. You know, despite the anime boys, the countries did go through a lot. It's why I liked history. Yeah. I loved whenever, so it was kind of few and far between, but I kind of liked whenever Hitalia did get serious. I remember I was one of the I remember I attempted to scanlate, but the thing is I don't know Japanese, so I would just go off of like the text, and I remember like the fonts, right? Like you didn't use Comic Sans for scanlations. You used like oh, I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of the font, but I dabbled in scanlations, but it was only when like someone already had the translation. And I scanlated one, and I think only one Hitalia like manga panel, and it was like a lost panel where it was Little Italy, like Civitalia, and no, it was like a deleted strip where it's France talking to like, he's not Civitalia anymore, he's just Italy. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, like Holy Roman Empire is dead, basically. I remember like I was the one who scanlated that one, but I think if you try to look it up, I think someone else had scanlated it after me. They got all the credit. No, I'm just kidding, but I think that's fair too, as well as like for consistency, right? For like to keep it consistent with like the scanlation styles. The 888, yeah, comment sliding on the video. The Mads went crazy. I recall a few. Yeah, Hedel, we were just talking about that. The Mad videos. Okay, I'm gonna look for that playlist. Question is, where are my playlists? I'm on the right one, aren't I? Oh, okay. Let's see. APH. It's a private playlist called like nostalgic APH. Oh my god, I have the Toxic Rest China one. All right, I'm just gonna copy the wait. We're gonna take a pause and we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch an AMV. Let me. This was one of my favorites. Okay, give me a second to set it up. I need to go to... I don't want to risk doing this on my personal account, so... You guys ready for some toxic yaoi AMVs? Okay, let's put away the webcam. Let's share... Oh, they're both on the same window. Give me a second. Exit out of this one. Every time we touch, it's not the every time we touch one. It's just toxic, yeah. It's just Rust China. It's Russia and China. Wait, let me rearrange. There we go. An early modern art history edutainment video. Yeah, if you guys want to see the art history of the 2010s. When did this come out? 14 years ago. 14. I'm turning into dust. It's Duran Gray. It's Duran Gray. Okay, you guys ready? And make sure that the sound is playing and everything. All right, I think it's. I think the sound should be playing, right? Miss Teacher, we learn in history with Italia toxic. Yeah, we are. We are. See, this is representative of. Here's China. I'm trying to make it transformative so I don't get like DMCA'd or something. So there's Russia. Clearly, this is representing the tension between the two. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I mean, this is representing the tensions during the First World War and. Oh yeah. The devious smile. Don't look, the years will turn us old. It's so toxic. See, there's the Soviet bloc, you know, there's Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania and Belarus, and for some reason not Ukraine. I lived across your border. Jesus Christ. See, it's so toxic. It's so toxic. Oh no, he's thinking of Japan! He's thinking of Japan! What the frick? You gotta love these effects too. Because also the style is really nice. Like, I actually still really like this style, even though it's very like twinky, right? Eating each other's mouths, making out emotes. Ivan always my Oshi. Dude, I loved what was his last name? Brzezinski, right? Ivan Brzezinski. And wow, China. Wow. And wasn't China like Yang? Oh no, it's Wang Yao, right? Wang Yao. Japan was Kiku Honda. And then Germany was just Ludwig. Yeah, Yao Wang. Wow. It's so perfect with the Duran Gray. With the Duran Gray song. Yao like Yowie. Exactly. They did the axolotl kiss. Wow. It's Stockholm Syndrome. It's It's like almost as if it was meant to be. Exactly. Almost as if it was intentional. China's my favorite gender for real, right? Also, did you guys know that it's like a very it was like a really early panel? Did you guys know that China, the character in Hitalia, not the country, China has a tattoo of a panda on his butt? Did you guys know that? It's like one of those like blink and you'll miss it, but like it's like a very early strip. He has like a panda on his butt. Just like my destiny to become a Fujo at age 14, and then they kiss. Like he misses him. He misses him. A panda mole, yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that the Hitalia fandom, not that they forgot, but it's on his butt, Mayshark. It's on his booty. Wow. Alright, back to the art. Get back to arting. That was what a blast from the past. What a blast from the past that was. Let's put the Higurashi music back on. Thanks for that blast from the past. Alright, let's see if this is the right color. Rest China is almost almond, but VTuberfied. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You gotta have the not yaoi, the yandere. You gotta have the yandere vibes. I don't know if this is the right shade of blue, but I do like it. The Fujo extra detail oriented perception. Exactly. It gives you superpowers, you know. And yeah, that's why I'm super into history. I mean, like, as funny as that sounds, doesn't it make sense though that like now that you're in a fandom and you're like constantly like you have the brain rot? Like you have the brain rot of like you're constantly thinking about your OTP. You're constantly thinking about like, you know, like, oh, I want to see fan art of like, you know, the angst of like Russia and America during the Cold War, you know? And then you start researching the Cold War. Because you want to see two great powers kith. Exactly. I mean, more power to learning, right? I mean, like, doesn't that... It does make sense, though, doesn't it? Like, the whole, like... you know, you're more invested. So you end up looking into the history, and it ends up, like, staying with you. So, you know, that's my hill. I'm gonna die on it. Greek, was it, like, Yaoi Central or something? Yeah, like, you know, like... Oh, that's actually a good color for the tusks. It's like an off-white. And I can also lighten it up with like actual white. Yeah, like especially in ancient Greece, it was a lot more normalized. Like LGBT relationships were a little bit more normalized. However, there's a little bit of controversy because part of it was also like the age difference. Like they really valued, I guess the term is pederasty. But basically it was like they valued like, you know, an older person like having relations with like a much younger person. So so it is a little like it's a little interesting. It's a little nuanced. I mean, ancient Greece, the men were fan of the ancient Greece. Pederasty was a thing. Yeah, basically it was education up until the sub grew a beard. Yeah, exactly. And like I think that was even part of like a lot of discourse between Achilles and Patroclus, right? In the Iliad. Like there was like a whole bunch of discourse about like were they lovers? Were they like was it more of like a fraternal relationship? Were they roommates, you know? Oh my god, they were roommates. How small is this one? Okay, this one's pretty good for the nose, the little schnoz. Oh, I shouldn't have started right in the middle, to be honest. What the hey? Let's go with the... Wait, is this? Okay, this is starting to dry. I'm just gonna put like a layer down first, and then I'm gonna add stuff like shading, highlights, all that stuff. Oh my god, they were roommates. Then if both partners were adults, then it was it was gays, it's time to wife up. Oh my god, they were roommates. There we go. By the way, this Bear Randon is based off of one of his own drawings. He made his own little like persona. It was a while back, but I'm like, yay. Looks at the world map, and they're roommates. Yeah, geographically speaking, they are roommates. I think I need a gray, actually. Oh, no. How about that? I have a gray. There we go. I remember him saying that if he wasn't an orc, he'd be a bear. Yeah, exactly. That makes me so happy. Well, it's also like, oh, we could have had Bear Randon, but At the same time, I kind of think he's very charming as an orc. Okay, what part? Oh, the hair. The doy. Alright, let's start with coral. Oh, ad break. Did I completely miss it? Or is it that it's coming up? Wait, where's the stream elements? It's not putting the thing. It's not it's not doing the thing. Oh, it's incoming. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Hydrate break? Yeah, I think it's time for a hydrate break. Ever since America, oh, I have mixed feelings about calling Randon Brandon. I also just like know people IRL named Brandon, so it's not too much of a big deal, but I get what you mean. So yeah, whenever the ad break happens, let's go ahead and take a hydrate break. That'll also give the paint time to dry as well. Everyone stand up. Thanks. Beans just handed me some water. The ominous special. I'm excited for when she's done with her move. She hasn't streamed since then, right? Trying to think. And actually, let me take this time to let's go to recess. There you go. I'm gonna check on some messages I got. Cool. Moving house and office, dang. Good luck to her. Cool. Project stuff is going. Nice. Okay, there's the ad break. I'm gonna go ahead and mute. You guys hydrate as well. Alright, I think we're back. We're back, right? Milky, hello! Hello. Man, yesterday was so much fun. Milky! Alright, let's go ahead and go to the main room. There we go. We're painting a little bear Randon. It was, yeah! I'm glad I was able to raid into you. I know that, I think eventually the interwebs was or the bitrate wasn't good, but even if it was for a short time, I'm glad I was able to raid. I do have a red color that I can use for the hair, but it's a very vibrant red, so I'm gonna do coral first. Coral. This kind of reminds me of like watermelon, like like a watermelon flavored like Jolly Rancher. I shouldn't have eaten the mint fruit. Wait a minute. What are you guys talking about? What were you guys doing while I was on my break? Siphon the gas. Ah, you guys are so cheeky. Activated charcoal is in the first aid kit in the bathroom. I can't believe we have activated charcoal. I can't believe the school can afford activated charcoal, but not not a bus driver. Nothing. You say that. You say that. So here's a little bit of a conundrum. So we have his eyebrows, we have his glasses and his eyes. I was thinking all of these should be black, but maybe we could use gray to highlight it to separate them. But I'm actually, what if we use like a dark, like a brown first for the eyebrows? Hux is a student. Activated charcoal is cheaper than an ambulance. You don't have to get activated charcoal health insurance. The activated charcoal is just a lump of coal crushed and put in an empty Crayola carton. It's true, yeah. That's probably what that is too. Sorry, I hit the mic. Get these cards around the clinic. I gotta have level 7 first aid kit. Yeah, for real. Like even our first aid kit is like a band-aid and like a piece of squished charcoal. I need more line confidence. I like hesitated. Actually, the brown doesn't look bad. I might add some highlights just to define the shape a little bit more. But it doesn't look too bad. I might also put an outline, which would flatten things overall, but I kind of like that look. I can't believe we're already in the song went from like the very beginning of the Higurashi like series to now it's like the latest version, which was not a remake. A band-aid and a prayer, like in the 1800s, and white flower oil, maybe a little bit of snake oil too. Alright, I think we'll also make the sunglasses black. Because unfortunately we don't have anything between like these, like this gray and black. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, earlier we were, for those who just came in, we were talking about history stuff earlier and how like toxic yaoi influenced me to get into history. I'm trying to think of, well, my latest hyperfixation is VTubers. So I think I just need a VTuber who can teach me, what am I trying to think, Japanese. Which I'm pretty sure there's a lot out there, like even within like the corpos, right? Like HoloLive. Oh yeah, I was pretty shocked by the news of Ame. But also it's really interesting that she has like a, she's not quite graduating, right? She is she's not gonna stream anymore, but she's still kind of like part of the, she's still part of HoloLive. And the thing is, she, how do I say this? She wasn't quite my Oshi, but I did respect and appreciate her. Kiri Koko has some Japanese lessons in her file. Ooh, nice. Might check that out. Cause yeah, if I have a hyperfixation, that helps with with my learning, right? Because otherwise I realize it's very hard for me to build a habit. I started like ever since iOS 18 came out, I tried to get into like decorating my like home screen. Because before that, it was actually, my home screen on my phone is actually very minimal. It was like one page where it's just like the weather, Google Maps so that I know which buses to take, and like I think my photos app and like and my notes app, and that was literally it. And then the next screen would just be where all my apps are, where it's like, you know, they're already in their categories and stuff. Because that makes sense to me. Like, I don't really need it to be decorated. But now that iOS 18, it was like, oh, now you can like decorate it more. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll actually decorate it and have some personality in my phone. So I started like decorating it a little bit more with like widgets and all of that. And I'm like, ooh, if they have a widget for like a habit tracker, that might be helpful for me. Cause it's just hard for me to build up a habit. Like, it's stuff like, oh, I want to like drink more water, take more walks, all the healthy old people stuff, you know. Teacher home screen, it's true. I never really watched Ame outside of collabs, but I respect. Yeah, because I used to, back when it was just Myth, I used to watch like their collabs and stuff. I remember I watched their first like full collab where they were just like small, right? Their models were, wait, how am I gonna do this? There we go. Like small Ame, small Ina. And I remember back then Ina said something like, I wish I could like hug you guys in real life. And I remember that like, you know, pulled the heartstrings a little bit. And now it's like 4 years later and it's like, oh, they like met each other and they, you know, like they're able to have like a lot of good moments with each other, and it was nice. And it seemed like Ame was like the tech savvy person because she was the one setting up the Warudo stuff, like the 3D stuff. So yeah, and then like when the boys came out, she was always supporting them along with like Callie, right? So her, Callie, Bay, Crony was always supporting them. So that also earned them a couple more points in my book of like, oh, you're supporting them. I missed your collab with Milky. It's okay, the VOD is still up. We talked about religious art. It was really fun. Ame's deal seems similar to how Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back at Big. Ah, that's what I thought too, because everyone was like talking about how it's like she was gonna become staff, but I think she herself debunked that. She was like, no, I'm not gonna be staff, but she's gonna help out with like technical stuff, which I think that's very apt, you know. Let's see. Ame is a pivotal part of myth dynamics. It's a shame she's soft, retiring from cover. The way Kiara described it, Ame Way gives her the option of coming back every now and then for guest appearance like IRL idols. Nice! Yeah. Ame will become a supporting character with cameos. Yeah. Back in the day, like I said, when it was just myth, I used to watch Ina the most. And I like Gura as well. But I think like once Council came out, I trended more towards Fauna. And I would enjoy their group dynamics. And I watched them, but I wouldn't, you know, like take time out of my day to watch them. I think it was also because the whenever I would tune into them live, it would lag. Like for me, I think my computer just couldn't handle it or something, or I don't know if it was my computer or like my internet or something like that. It just couldn't handle it. It would just lag too often. So I would just watch their VODs. I would just watch a lot of Fauna's VODs back to back. And I also like Crony too. But I would also watch their collabs. Oh, and Sana! How could I forget Sana? Like, I wasn't super active, but I like that she did like astrology streams. That was really cute, right? And like the what was the horse? Oh my god, what was the name of the little horse thing that she made with the Sana lights? I actually forgot, but I love that. I kind of missed that time, but it wasn't until Tempest that I like went all in. I was like, not necessarily taking time out of my day, but I would be looking for. I would be like, I kept note of their schedule basically. How the live watcher likes Gura. Stunning and brave statement. I thought she was neat. Now, her first stream that I remember really liking for Gura was the what's that one shark game? There was a shark game, wasn't there? When she played that, and I think it was just a demo back then too. Was it Nebula? Bojack? It was not Bojack. Don't be. You're so silly. When you said a horse, I remember Callie's horse. I miss Unhinged Callie. I didn't watch her that much, but like I said, like I appreciated her. Alright, I'm trying to think of whether I should do like outlines that match the... Now, you know what? Black outlines, but shading. Just like a little bit of shading here and there, you know? Like here. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, you know what? I think we need another coat of the green. It's kind of streaky. Spam. I missed it. Yeah, good job, Zaribot. I've been a fan of Sana since she was Sana because of Pokemon. Oh, yeah. Her style, right? I knew Gura had something going when she played Dark Deception for the first time. Her running down the hallway screaming with auto-tune killed me. I didn't see that. That sounds hilarious. What other streams do I remember? I remember Ina playing What Remains of Edith Finch. That one was sad, like, and she even like, you know, she was very thoughtful to the audience too with like not pulling too many jokes, right? Not that like pulling jokes during such a serious game would ruin it, because when oh my god, who was it, Vesper or Randon that played Edith Finch? I kind of forgot. I think it was Randon, right? Because that wasn't a negative thing either, because he also had his moments when he played, and like it, you could tell that like the content like hit him, right? Because I remember for me, for Edith Finch, I guess spoilers if you're ever going to play it, I'll come back in like a minute or so. For me, the scene that hit me was the baby in the bathtub. It was like, oh, I know exactly where this is going. This is gonna make me really sad. Magical hearing everyone's fond memories of Myth. Yeah. Like I said, back then, that was the only... that was all we had. Like, and it was 2020, so, you know, that was, like, the perfect time for VTubers to pop off. So, I remember, I didn't catch Myth's debuts live, but I did watch the VODs, and I remember, like, immediately, like, being into Ina. But I watched, Ame's, too, because I remember, like, she did, like, a British accent. She did a British accent, but it like very quickly faded away. Like very quickly, she did not have that British accent. But she also played Later Alligator, which I also played. I might want to replay it. It's an adorable game. I love Later Alligator because didn't her mascots became the little alligators, right? Hello, Mega Bronson. Hello. Yago's Dream. Mm-hmm. Vesper's Soma stream had its serious moments that I like. Yeah, mm-hmm. Watch someone play Edith Finch and it was, yeah, mm-hmm. Because I think for, either orc or vampire, I forgot which one of them played it, but I think it was for him it was the moment with, the fish, the brother that went into, like, the fish, cutting factory, right? And, like, suffered from, like, delusions, basically. Like, that was the moment for him. And then for me, it was like the baby, and I forgot what it was for Ina, but I just remember like being like, "Dang, this is a heavy game." Okay, so we did. You know, I kind of want to cover up some of the streakiness here. And I think this is ready for shading. Once this dries out. The question though is where to shade, because this is what I'm bad at. Let's get a reference of a teddy bear. Oh, okay, I got a good reference picture. Let me copy this. Let me start up an art program. I gotta reverse it. Reverse! And then all copy. Paste. Nice. Nice, I got a shading reference. Let's go. Okay, so there's gonna be some shading here, some here, a little bit over here, a little bit here on the ears. Let's see if I can get that right now. Oh, I need another layer for the hair. I'm silly. Are there any Higurashi enjoyers? Because the playlist for today was Higurashi. It's one of my favorites. I think this might be the end of the playlist though, so let's see where we're at. Oh my god, Pop Team Epic. Yeah, that's definitely the end of the playlist. But I also like this theme, so maybe let's see what else we can get into. We can also default to Umineko. We could also listen. Since we're reminiscing about Myth, I also have like a personal playlist for Hollow EN. Cause all the playlists that I had seen previously, there's beautiful music from Hollow JP as well, but I think when I was making this playlist, I just wanted Hollow EN, so it's a lot of like Mori stuff, or Cali stuff, a little bit of Kiara, Reflect, Iris, the Council Gals, and then it's Top of the World. It ends with Top of the World, or it doesn't end with Top of the World, but it actually ends with Flex. Can I put this? All right, once this song ends, I'm gonna put the Hollow EN playlist that I have. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to work this way because I'm right-handed, it makes more sense to, put my arm here. Because if I start here and the surface is wet, I'm gonna accidentally, squish it with my hand. So let's see. Pop Team Epic was also really good. I really like Pop Team Epic. Something over there we go. It's like the shadow cast by the glasses. And a little bit of shading here. Just the teensiest bit. Do you guys want to see my reference, by the way? Because I'm gonna also show you like the bear Randon that I'm using. It was created by Randon himself. Give me a second. Art. There we go. Put it right here. I still want like a little bit of immersion, right? Of of like we're in a classroom. So if it's cutting in like that. There we go. It's hanging on the wall. Or on the whiteboard rather. This is the reference. I wanted the same energy as this, basically. We need this, but completely different. Okay. And then for lighting and shading, I'm using this. The snout I'm like kind of having trouble with. So this is more lit up, so. Oh no, the texture! Okay. There's like little bumps. Cute. Cute! And there's a teensy bit of shading here too, but... And any mistakes we can also cover up when we do the outline. Will it look better like that? Ooh, actually, that doesn't look half bad. Oh, change. There we go. A little bit more reminiscing of a Hollow Myth. Okay, not bad, not bad. Actually, okay, so this is popping out, so then what's going on over here? Maybe a little bit here. Let's see how that looks. Hey, not bad, not bad. Okay. Sugoi daisuki. So freaking kawaii. I actually remember watching the debut for Callie, and she seemed so nervous, but she like, I don't know, she like grew into her position so fast and so well, right? Because this is like one of our first songs, isn't it? And I think if you even like compare her debut to like nowadays, her voice was a lot higher, and I think it was because she was like kind of nervous. Her fog was making her stream lag. I forgot. She went from being really in character to going buck wild. I mean, I feel like you could say the same with like any of the corpo or any VTuber. Like, not any. Like, I feel like there are that like stick to their character, right? But it's kind of nice to see them develop, and I think that's why like you get interesting dynamics. She said that she was told to be more cutesy. Oh, that I didn't know. See, like I didn't really follow them after a while. She talked about she intentionally spoke in a higher pitch. So it wasn't just nerves, or like rather like it wasn't necessarily nerves. What if beans? Oh, that's what I was gonna get into, is like the whole dynamic of like, because like I do think that especially corpo VTubers, they don't always get a say in what kind of model they get. Yeah, you know, I'll just say it. I think I told Milky this before, but I kind of like the whole dynamic with Vesper, and like the whole bit of like I'm not a vampire, because like I think what I found most charming about that, most funny, is that like if someone like a VTuber picks like you know, I'm a big fan of like edgy stuff, like gothic, like vampire stuff, right? I feel like with a lot of people that have like supernatural based or even like villainous, you know, based models, they definitely go into the character. But sometimes like it's I don't know, it's just not what I'm looking for, right? Especially like I think there was another what's the other company with the male VTubers? Not Niji Sanji. The one with like a pirate, um an elf, like stuff like that, because they also have a vampire, and like he's pretty cool, right? But because he like dives more into like that characterization. Yeah, first stage. um it's just not for me, it's just not for me. But I think what was funny is that like, oh, Vesper was given this this character, and he's able, because like, he doesn't necessarily go into the whole like, like I'm gonna suck your blood like type of thing. It was kind of funnier, the whole like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what that is, I don't know what a vampire is. And I just saw that kind of charming in a way, because like I feel like you might not see that dynamic again, like not even just with like his model, but just the whole like this kind of playfulness of like the model versus the person. And I think it made it funnier when there were like these little moments where he would mention it. Like it was the worms competition, if you guys remember that, where it was like Hololive plus Hollow Stars, and there was a stage where it was like filled with like red liquid, and he said something that was like I don't know what that liquid is, but it looks delicious. And you just hear like an audible pause from Dez, who's like commentating with him. And then they just kind of move on. And I think the same thing happened when Dez was playing Mortuary Assistant, where there's the part where like they siphon out the blood, almost like Capri Sun style. And I think they dispose of it. And I just remember Vesper saying like, dang, it's kind of a waste of blood, don't you think? I think it makes it funnier that he doesn't like dive into it, that it's just like little touches of like, wait a minute. Like, I heard what you said, you idiots. Now she is big booba tomboy. Yeah, the gaslighting was peak. Totally normal dude with pointed ears and pale skin. I know what you are. Say it. A wizard. Asked him about drinking blood one time, and he was like, nah, I don't like blood. I know, that's like something out of an anime. It's like one of those anime of like, actually vampires don't actually burn in the sun. They just get really tan. And he's like, personally it's kind of fattening, the blood. I much prefer tea. That's like some Vesper-esque stuff right there. Oh, I remember liking this song. Which one is one? The Grim Reaper is a live streamer. Yeah, season 1 of Castlevania. Yeah, for real. I still hold true that he should have, like, I really hope that someday he watches What We Do in Shadows. Cause that one is such a funny, like, it's such a funny kind of like playfulness with vampire tropes, right? Alright. Shading, let's do something a little dramatic. No, too dramatic. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll erase this line. Dano. I love that. That's just so funny, the What We Do in Shadows. Because it's just like, if you've never watched it or heard of it, just imagine like these immortal beings, these immortal powerful beings, the vampires, but they live in like modern day, what is it, Long Island? And they're just kind of navigating like being in like the modern age. But they're also all very unhinged. Like literally every single one of them. I need to sit down and watch it if it's set. Yeah, I don't remember if it's Long Island or Staten Island, but it's one of those two. And it's funny because they'll have like their vampire councils, and it'll be like, I am the vampire lord of Long Island. His old mom was a artist for Castlevania cover art. That actually makes sense. Guillermo, look, creepy paper. Creepy. Guillermo's like, actually, it's crepe paper. Creepy paper. That was so good. Do you remember the little girl vampires who preyed on pedos? I remember that in Skyrim, there's or was that a character in there is a character in Skyrim that does that, but was there also a character in What We Do in Shadows that does that? And that vampire who tried to eat French fries and threw up, yeah. Because I'm thinking about like the more recent seasons with what were some of the good bits? Because like some of them go into like vampire lore where it's like, oh, they can't travel unless they have the dirt of their homeland. So I think Guillermo had to like travel to each of their homelands, which is like modern day Iran, like England, and I think what was Greece, right? One of them's Greek. Oh, the movie. So I never I'm a fake fan. I didn't actually watch the movie. I watched just the show. Just the show. Would you do a watch along in Discord? For the movie, maybe. But I also have like other ones that I would want to watch with you guys. Like we still got to do our part 2 Digimon one, but I would actually be down. I've never watched the movie. I know that one is a little bit different. It's different from like the characters that we know in the show, right? I'm gonna do my usual thing of this. There you go. Oh, that's cute actually. Sun's going down, I'll turn to stone again. I also have this color. It's slightly blue. I want to see how much is it going to affect. Oh, it's not that obvious actually. Stay beautiful. Oh, you know what? This is gonna be a good this is a good transition color. We're gonna use yellow though for the highlights. So if we do like here, for example. Oh no, there's not enough fluid. This is definitely gonna leak too much, so I need like another page. Give me a second. To my ambition. Ooh, I have napkins. It's just fade away. There we go. Got some yellow. This yellow's a little watery though, so I might have to use it sparingly. Where else is it highlighted? Just in the edges, like right here. Turn back. Oh, you know what? I need to add some like a little bit more of like the fur, the fluff, you know, like a little bit of that, you know. Was I everything you imagined? Sun's coming down. This song doesn't really fit my range. I can't go that high, especially not in the morning. There you go. Oh my god, the second song is Go. Go. Hey, isn't TwitchCon happening like right about now? I actually don't know who attended, but but it seems like fun times. Wah. Go. Deadbeats, we like it rough. Okay, I put little like fluff. Put a little bit of yellow here, too. Maybe a little touch here. Gotta fluff up the gooch. It's what he would want. It's what Randon would want. Okay, so there's actually a lot of highlights right here. Then I roast myself. I'm getting rotated. The bare necessities. Gotta go sleep, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Milky, today was fun. Sorry, last night for me, but I guess today was for you, but go ahead and get some rest. Maybe you can catch Casper later on. and Randon. He's gonna do a sea stream. Hopefully. Get some rest. Thank you. Our collabs are fun. Also, you guys support Milky because her first year streaming anniversary is coming up. In this household, we love Milky. Oh no! I accidentally got some marker on me. It's okay. Dead beats me like it rough. I am also trying to decide what to play next week, or what to do next week. Really, it's been a minute since we've had a art appreciation. Let me actually check my schedule while I wait for the paint to dry. Bow, 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 bow. I actually like this one too. This song. Ding ding ding. Oh my god! It's already the end of September. Where did it go? Where did the time go? So. Milky's anniversary is on the 20th. She said the 23rd. Got a theme in mind for art appreciation. I don't usually have a theme. I just go off of like what people recommend to me. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can do art appreciation this week because along with my sister's birthday this past week, it's my brother's birthday next week. The 24th. Ooh, okay. The 24th. Excuse me. On my schedule so far, I just have a just chatting stream. That one is pretty flexible, so you know if you have any plans, you let me know. It would be a good day for a debut, maybe. I'm just kidding. It's up to you. But for me, the 24th is flexible. I do have to go to the office the next day, so I can't stay up too late. But oh wait, you're actually in like your time zone would mean that you would actually be earlier, so. So either way, we're not gonna be staying up late. I got plans. Oh, nice. Yeah, we can still do art appreciation. Oh yeah, so that's Tuesday. You got plans with your Meat Space friends. So I'm thinking I gotta get my butt on TV. No, you gotta spend time where you want to spend your time. You know. So I have a video. I'm thinking maybe Cooking Simulator on Monday. But I don't have my assets prepared yet. I do want to have like a lunch lady asset. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see how much free time I have this weekend. So I'm thinking maybe Cooking Simulator. And then, hello, Pocket Cat. Hello. I'm thinking of, while my paint is drying, and then I'm going to continue outlining it. I'm thinking of what to play next week or what to do next week. Took off Wednesday and Thursday, so I have, oh, nice, a staycation. Nice. So let's see. Potentially Cooking Simulator on Monday, just chatting on Tuesday. I'm usually on break Wednesday, Thursday, but I'm also gonna have an extra day off Friday because that's my brother's birthday. and then pixel art on Saturday morning. So this might change. Oh, Fonger is a good idea, actually. I need to check my schedule for Thursday, because if I don't have plans on the Thursday, maybe that'll be makeup for Friday. Be afraid. We gonna. I'm just checking my calendar. Be fired, just keep it to yourself. Hello, the hungry wolf. Nice. I don't have anything. I don't have any meetings on Thursday or Friday. So yeah, maybe I can stream Thursday instead. Treat you right. And smile while you do. That's killing you. We'll see. If not Funger, maybe Project Zomboid, but no promises. No promises. But I'm just gonna put here game. I'm just gonna put a game to play on Thursday. Nice, Pocket Cat. You got the Leche Flan sticker. You got your sticker. Trade hugs to the Pocket Cat for wealth. Oh no! Alright, I believe this should be dry now. Yeah, okay. Let's just put a couple more highlights. Maybe in here, here, and here. Oh, I like this one too. I just love so many of her songs. I think I need a shading color for his tusks and a highlight for his eyebrows. That might actually be the same color if I can find one. Not this one. Or we could go purple. At the top of your lungs. Maybe yellow for shading. Let's see. Didn't the rest of Myth also sing this song? Pocket have goods for sale. I miss the forbidden emote. That's so funny. Alright, let's see how the yellow looks. Alright, let's put it here. Oh no, it's a little too yellow. It's too much. Maybe gray, actually. Gray might actually be a good color for this. For the tusks. Yeah, let's try gray. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And this is a shading color for the tusk, but it can also be the highlight for the glasses. Nice. How is everyone? We're doing good. We're just doing some chill teddy bear drawing. We were talking about Toxic Yaoi earlier. We were talking about what else? VTubers, especially because Ame is doing like a soft retiring, right? Alright, let's see how this color does for like as a highlight for the eyebrows. Or shade. Ooh, I kinda like that. That's cute. And then a little bit of yellow for the scar. Once this dries, we're gonna cover it up with gray. And then maybe gray for the shirt. And then that actually might be it in terms of like rendering, and then we'll line it, and then that'll be it. Yeah, we're doing good. I'm shooting to end around like 2. Let's do 2-ish because it's about to be 1, right? Might do like 1:30 to 2ish, so that I can prep to visit my sister, my fam bam. You're painting some Randuccini goons. Oh my god, when he was trying to name us, you guys saw that like on the Randuccini collab? Oh, I don't know how to. I need to know how to shade the shirt. Okay, his doesn't have shading. Maybe we can check another source. How about, let me see if you know, Build-A-Bear should have like, you know, a bear but with like a little suit or something. Teddy bear with a button down. Just need a reference. God, Build-A-Bear has so many funny models. Maury. Oh, it's cute. I like this one. Oh, the thing is, this gray is so like stark. So like any mistakes I make with the shading are pretty obvious. Itai, itai. Man, this music video was so good too. There you go. I think what's helping is also like the teddy bear reference too. Give me a second. Trying to remember like where the light is falling on there. Itai, itai. I'm trying to also leave room for where the outline's gonna be, because I feel like if I don't, I'm gonna forget. Hinatori. I don't watch a lot of Kiara stuff either, but she always seems so bombastic. I like her songs though. Like there's a lot of Hololive talents that I don't watch their streams, but like I listened to their music and like really dug it. So like for example like Suisei, because I don't at least not yet. I don't know Japanese. It's like I don't really watch her streams that much, but her karaoke and her like singing is like peak. There we go. I think the last thing is just the tie now. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, on the little snoot. The little snoot needs a little bit of highlight. Or you know what? Let's use brown. Let's see what happens if we use brown for that. Ah, it's like kind of too dark to see, so we need like a lighter color. Let's add some decoration, some little bit of decorative flair. Because this color is actually not super obvious against the green, but, you know, it adds a little bit of a touch. Kiara's the best idol IMO. Oh, does she like she goes more towards like kind of the idol stuff, right? With like the singing. Yeah, like I said, I don't watch her that much, but I know a lot of folks ship her with with Callie. Okie dokie. Has this dried yet? Yeah, let's cover that up with gray. I'm just really excited to like outline it basically. But I want to make sure that, you know, everything's kind of squared away. Oh, the hair. The hair. Hello, Yuki. Hello, hello. We're coloring a little. We're painting a little teddy bear. A super say-so teddy bear. Nothing suspicious here. I don't watch her streams as much, but she most in tune with her fandom and the community. Ah, okay, okay, nice. She's the KFP one, right? Like her fandom is the Kentucky Fried Phoenix. Or Kiara Fried Phoenix. Gotta run some errands. See you later. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Hanel. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, good luck with the errands. You got this. Let's see. What is dried? What should I give some love to? The nose. There we go. You know what? Maybe I think we can also use that same color for the eyes too. There we go. Shading. Yeah, let's shade the hair, and then I think we're just gonna go ahead and line it. And then we're pretty much good. Back in the beginning of Miss, she was struggling to find her niche, so she made it a point to be the bridge between JP and Ian. Yeah, I know that she did that. She did like interviews with like the JP folks. Cause she speaks like a bunch of different languages, right? Like she speaks German, she speaks English, she speaks Japanese. Does she know anything other than that? Like, I don't remember if she also knows like French or something, but I do remember like her interviews. Yeah. You know what? This is still drying. Oh, Italian. Nice. She was in Italy for a while and had a crush on an Italian girl. That's so cute. I mean, that's also another motivation, right? That's like pretty good motivation to like learn a language. I remember might be a little embarrassing, but no, it's not really embarrassing. I learned Cyrillic. I learned Russian Cyrillic. I don't know that much Russian language, but I know how to read Cyrillic. Kind of. because Beans is Russian. And I don't know, I wanted to like learn a little bit more about the culture. Only to find out that I don't think Beans can read Cyrillic. That girl, Raura Panthera. I don't know what that S is doing at the end of it. It's true, it's a fact. I'm just waiting for this to dry. No, it's still wet. Okay. I need to be patient. Have patience. Have confidence. You know, I'm just gonna start putting away my markers, since for the most part, this is done. I just need to shade the hair. And then line it all. But I can start putting away some markers. Okay, we got our red. We got black. I kind of want to listen to this one, Violet. This one is also nice. This one had like someone made an animation of like Myth, like to this song, right? Like it was a really cute like just commemoration of I think their first year. I might want to do a little. I'm still waiting for the paint to dry, so I might do my usual thing when I'm like when I'm stalling for time, and that's these like those little like quizzes, right? Myth nostalgia kicking in. I know, right? Like it was a really nice video too. Let's see. Let's do this, and then we'll see if we can find that video. I always like doing this. Also, it's been a minute, so let me put my webcam away. Oh, I just have to enter them? Okay, California. I feel like that's a little easier. Oregon, Washington, Nevada, New Mexico, easy, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Arizona. This is kind of the easy version, isn't it? Montana. But watch, there's gonna be one that's gonna make me like eat my words. Gonna be like, what state are you? Oh. Wait, Kansas? This is not Arkansas. Oh no, I actually don't know what that square one is. Okay. Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. Oh no, how do you spell Tennessee? Tennessee, you're the only 10 I see. No, Tennessee? Okay. Uh-oh, I'm forgetting. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Wisconsin. Is Wisconsin not one of them? Oh, I already put that one. Virginia. West Virginia. Massachusetts. Jersey. New York. Maine. New Hampshire. Vermont. Rhode Island. Illinois. Pennsylvania. Delaware? Is DC one? DC's not one of them, is it? Nah, but Maryland is. Oh, what am I forgetting? Mississippi. Uh-oh, I'm blanking out on the rest of them. Give up. Missouri, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Indiana, Alabama. Oh, Alabama. How could I forget Sweet Home Alabama? And these, I'm in I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles. It shows. Okay, I want to find that video. Daikirai. Oh, good timing. While I find this video, let's take a break. Take a break. Run away with me to the city, let's go upstate. Alright, take a break. I found the video, so we needed that ad break. We needed that. There we go. This one. So it's set to the song Violet, but it's a fan-made ED. It's an ending theme for Myth. So if you guys want some nostalgia, yippee! Ad revenue. Alright, let's watch it. And then we'll finish up. It fits so well as an ED. Aww. Reaper, KFP. Oh my god, that was Omega Alpha in the background. What the heck? Aww. Aww. This is like kind of hitting. Aww. There's so many members. And their manager, because the one with the red hair is their manager, isn't it? Ah, the TTRPG. Aww, man, that's so nostalgic. That's so nostalgic. Back like when it was just Myth, right? Or I think by this point, I think Council already debuted. But man, what a blast from the past. All right, let's go ahead and finish this up. Time traveling back to 2020. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, Iris was she was in between the two. She was in because her songs are coming up next. Oh, nice. Yeah, the shading color is pretty good. Yeah, she was Project Hope, and then Council debuted after, and she was even like she was like narrating the I think the lore video. Oh no, it was like there were teasers for Council where it was like the cube, right? Worship the cube. And then she was narrating all those videos, and then Council debuted. And then when Sana graduated, Iris joined Council, and they became Project or not Project, Promise, right? Yeah, the cube. I know, blast from the past, right? I remember like tuning into the streams and just being like, "Whoa, what is this?" Also, hello, Owen. Hello. We're just gonna line this. I'm wondering if like thick lines are the trick, like the one that I've been using, or should we use thin lines? You know, we can use thin, and then like we can thicken it up if we need to. But if we start, oh wait, there's a brush tip. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to use the brush tip. It's kind of too advanced for me at the moment. Let's see. Oh wait, this is the one that I just pulled out. But if we start thick, we can't go back to thin, basically. Promise was really recent. It took a while. It did. And speaking of which, here's Iris's song. Yeah, because for a while it was just Council was just the four of them, right? And then eventually they became Promise. Because I remember they would just refer to them collectively as like Councilrists. All right, so where should we start the lining? Let's do here. I overshot it. I think we might have to go to thick lines. Yeah, let's do. Should we? I'm so indecisive. Yeah, Council risks. You know what? Let's keep continuing with like the thin lines. Cover making projects that end up stillborn. Yeah, because I was so curious about what the Omega Alpha thing was. Need confidence in my lines. Have confidence. It's okay if it's not perfect. Just have confidence. No confidence. To be fair, the company size more than tripled nearly overnight. True. And I think that's why... I don't know if that's also why I just never got into Niji Sanji. Like, no offense to those who, like, are into Niji. But also, how are you holding up? Like, but yeah, I never got into them because it just seemed like they were such a whirlwind, especially compared to Hololive, right? Because I did try, like, I think I wanted to get into the first generation. I missed their debuts, but it felt like a whirlwind where it's like I think I tried to like watch Lyra Pandora's VODs, and I was like kind of getting into watching her, but then eventually it was just like, oh, another generation debuted. Oh, another generation debuted. And I kind of told a little fib when what was it? I think yesterday Milky had mentioned Vox Akuma. I actually did try to get into him. I did try to get it, like, when he first debuted, I watched his debut, I liked it, and I tried to watch more of his streams, but I just kind of fell off after a while. I didn't dislike him, but I was just like, I guess he's just not for me. Maybe it's for the best with everything that I see. But I also don't know how much of that is just like, you know, bad actors. But I have heard the controversy. I remember Casper and Rand venting about that, how the bureaucracy is a chain of angry That was just yesterday, wasn't it? Weren't they just talking about that? Watch some Millie Parfait and Nina Costa. I watched Nina. I watched Nina a little bit. I liked her. I watched her Minecraft streams. I liked them. Pomu. Hi, I'm Pomu. Hi, I'm Pomu. Millie because she's Filipino VTuber in English sphere. Yeah, I wanted to get more into Millie too, but I don't know what it was. It was also something about like her streaming that I was kind of like, I'm good on this, you know. It just wasn't for me. I remember listening to her ASMR too, and I was like, wow, this is like I'm so sorry for anyone that's like a Millie fan, but like her style of ASMR is also just very not for me. I remember like she did this thing where it feels like, you know, something's getting stuffed in your ear, and there was like a popping sound. And I was like, this is probably a trigger for a lot of people, but it is definitely not for me. So I tried to get into her, but I couldn't. It's a bad idea to shove so many new talents in all at once. People whine about Hollow not having enough, but I agree. I think Hollow did it right for all of their, like, they're not perfect, but for all of their faults, I feel like it was smart to not go the Niji Sanji route and just like debut after debut after debut. Nina became my comfy wine mom. Yeah, she's comfy. I would have liked to see her and Vesper, you know, collab, because I feel like they would have been very comfy. But, you know, Randon and Matara, you know, maybe. Though it seems like, I don't know if they even share the same sphere anymore. I remember when they, Nina and Vesper, like, I forgot, did one raided into the other, right? One rated into the other, so I felt like they were like somewhat supportive of each other during like those days. But as completely unrelated indies, I'm not so sure, you know. Actually, you know what? This thin liner is working out pretty swell. So I think we're just gonna stick with like a thin pen. Literally only watched Selen a couple of times because of Team Snakebite. I hate those sounds. Subaru ASMR, my ears still bleed. Unless it's just whispering, I can't take it. For me, my very specific ASMR, like, love, my triggers, I guess, or my likes with ASMR are, I like wood sounds, like knocking, scratching, even like a hammer sound. I like that. And then I have one that like other people find gross, but I've also found people that are like, no, I like that too. And it's cats grooming themselves. I don't know, there's something just very like satisfying about it. And then I also watch a art conservator. His name is Baumgartner, or the channel's name is like Baumgartner. And he does like art restoration ASMR. So I like those. But the talking ones, I can't really get into it. Totally different. Also fun. Oh, Vesperated into Nina, yeah. But I think Mata's very outgoing nature might. Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't know if it's like a possibility that they would collab anytime soon because of that. It's very clear to me that Randon does get overwhelmed by social interactions very easily, so I don't expect any collabs unless it's Casper. Yeah, true. Or Akashi, right? I've also been really liking his collabs with Akashi. Oh no, did we run out of ink already? There we go. Which is fine, you know? Like, I would prefer my Oshi to be happy rather than, like, you know, like, collabing for the sake of, like, what his fans are, like, egging him on to do. But also the fandom's been pretty good about that, too, I want to say. Because his solo content is also just super good, right? Good to know what he likes and doesn't like. Yeah, exactly. And you know, I would say don't feel bad if you've ever like because that collab he did with Halbernacht and that group, like if he didn't want to collab, he would have said so. Like, you know, so I wouldn't say it seemed good. It seemed good. It feels like just yesterday he or back into streaming. I know. Can you believe it's already been like over a year? God, what a 12 hours that day was. Waking up to the announcement to the spear tweet. I might after stream I might actually still go over this with like a thicker marker and then I'll post it. But I kind of like how it looks with the thin line, but I don't know. Yeah, we found Jets through that collab. Yeah, exactly. I guess I was lucky that he and Halbers knew each other. Maybe another collab with Mary or Takahata in the future. Yeah. I know Mary's been kind of in hot water. Well, not recently, right? But a while back when he was talking about like the Argentinian like currency or something. But then again, the collective memory of like, you know, VTuber fans is notoriously short. Okay, we're almost donesies. Nice. We got our bear. We got our bear. We got our teddy bear. So yeah, I think, oh, you know what I might do? No, you know what? I'll just do this right now. I think I'm just gonna do the outer lining really thick. Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll end it off. Hot water, Mary drama, current Chatini jetpack arc, so good. No, the big thing with Mary, it was him, right? That he tried to do a PSA about like, oh, sometimes scammers will use like Argentinian currency because like due to inflation or something, their akasupas are actually only like the price of like a carton of milk. And he was trying to do a PSA, but it also just came off as like kind of problematic because of the whole like, you know, like that's not really like, let's say that an actual like Argentinian person is trying to super chat, and it's almost like devaluing their currency, you know. It's like, oh, like watch out for those people using Argentinian currency. It might be a scam. And it's like, bro, that's just our currency. Oh my god, it's Sana's song. It's Sana. Me of eons gone by. An astro girl. I think I'm just gonna use a thicker. To my orbit I know. Not alone. And when she's saying this and she cried. I felt that. Actually, the bigger marker is so much more satisfying to use. I'm not alone, now you are here. The constellations are so clear. It's pulling me until our hearts collide. Somehow the universe is fun now. I'm not alone. The big marker is so satisfying to use. It invalidates the fact that they spend all that money. Yeah. It's still the same amount when adjusted to cost of living. I didn't see the PSA, but you need to bring up both points. Or just avoid the topic entirely. POSCA markers look so Kino. When I paint with brushes, I guess, I kind of guess what I'm doing and hope it comes out looking good. That's what I do. That's what I do. I was in a small HoloLive chat when the graduation news dropped, and the one satellite got hit so hard I don't think he ever recovered. Dang. It was because I think she's the first EN graduate, isn't she? Because I remember being surprised because like I didn't tune into her streams as much. I tuned more into her her astrology ones and a couple of like kind of like off a couple of like streams here and there, but I didn't often tune into her gaming ones because like Celeste looks cool, but I think it's just not for me. Like when it comes to like watching other streamers play it. But yeah, I didn't watch her as much, but I really dug it. And then when the graduation announcement came out, I was also floored. I was like, what? Like it didn't feel real at the time. So if that's how I reacted as someone who like didn't watch her as much, then I would imagine someone who like Oshi'd her or even Kami Oshi'd her, yeah, would be like floored, you know. Looks so cute. Thank you, Kale. Her Pokemon streams are so good. Yeah. I was simping for Callie at the time. The feeling when events. Yeah. Actually, yeah. If I think about the Magni Vesper graduation, because I remember like on the days leading up to it, I just remember being like kind of stressed. I was just like, what could possibly be happening to them? Like, because they left they stopped streaming so suddenly. Because they had plans that week. Like, they were gonna do like a collab stream. They were gonna do like, streams together, and then they just suddenly stopped. Which, like, I think to me, that's why like, the people that accuse them of being like grifters and stuff like that. Like, I'm always like, I don't know, like, there's a context to this. There's like a whole context to this. Like, they obviously had plans. This wasn't like a planned, or like they I don't think they planned to like, hey, we're just gonna leave right now and just grift out everyone out of their money, like that kind of thing. Like, it felt very sudden. And then the days leading up to like the graduation, it was like, I think my anxiety brain was like, oh, I wonder if like something happened to them, because like, there were theories floating around of like, oh, like, what if they got into like an accident or something? Like, what if Vesper was like on his way to see Magni and like they got into like a car accident? And I think like my brain was going into all those places. So if anything, the graduation announcement was also a little, it was hard, but it was also a little bit of a relief that no, not really relief. I think the spear picture was the relief. It was like the spear picture that was like, okay, he's alive. Like, so yeah. Like, but the leading up to the graduate and then when the announcement came out, that also just didn't feel real, you know? Like, I was like, I feel like I'm still, and also I had just woken up. I remember to that news. She didn't even make it to a year, but I think that was the tough part. If you know more about her, that it makes sense. I wish it was contract negotiations. This can take a while. I didn't expect him to graduate. Yeah. Those people will argue. Yeah, exactly, Dia. That's what I realized too, is that like a lot of them are like, I know Randon overuses the word bad actors, but it's literally people that like their heart and their mind is already set. You know, there's no way that you can like convince them otherwise. It doesn't matter how much evidence you present. It's like the oh my god, Beans just told me this term. I forgot it again. The thing where you like, you know, if you're told something that shakes your worldview, your mind just kind of rejects it. You know, it's that like no matter what, even if you present evidence, you're never gonna shake people like that. A whole month of worrying. Yeah, people think the worst stuff. I have anxiety. I think I have anxiety brain, basically. This is what my brain does on a daily occurrence, you know? On a daily basis. Like when someone doesn't answer my emails, like I'm like, "Oh, they hate me." I've just messed up relations with this school. Like, it felt like I found out someone died, yeah. I remember my non-VTuber friend checked up on me, yeah. I was thinking of how to mail that nerd and orc army. It's not just confirmation bias. It's another term. But that too. There's another term where it's like let's say if you I don't know, like okay, I'll give an example. Like, you know how I'm very much like aliens didn't build the pyramids, that kind of stuff. Indigenous people did it. If you were to show me evidence, like hard evidence, like there's, you know, photos and videos of aliens like building the pyramids like back then, my mind would just be like, oh, that's AI. Like, even if like aliens were to take over like the bare American government and be like, yeah, that was all us, I'd be like, no. Like, this is a trick. That's all AI. No, I'm just not gonna accept it. It's that, but like on a smaller scale. Like if you were to show like a very religious person like proof of like evolution or something, it's like, no, that's not it. Like, I feel anxiety when I message people. Hello, Ms. Bear. Good tidings to you. That's how I cope with it. Especially at work, but also when I just like message other people. I use a lot of templates and I just use very like corporate formal speech, you know, like when I help out with like what's it called, like birthday projects and stuff, and I have to message other people, I just go for formality. I'm just like, hey, this is Pow from blah blah blah, and I'm just following up with your request to blah blah blah, and we at this team are wondering if you would be able to blah blah blah. Yes, Dia. Cognitive dissonance. Yes, that's the exact term. Thank you. Most of my social interactions is Twitch chat. Yeah. Which helps, you know, which helps. These are fun. It's fun to chat. Oh, it is 1:35, so I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. Here's our little Randon, right? I like how it turned out, so probably gonna take a picture, post it. I do so much talking, explaining, leading team discussions. All the anxiety has just eroded away for the. Yeah. So same Owen. Like with leading my team, that helps, and then with teaching, I don't really get nervous with teaching anymore. Especially because I have like a script. I think what helps me is scripts. Having a script, having a template, you know, that helps me, because the more confidence I have in it, and the more that I research it, then the more I'll be able to branch off if someone asks me a question that's not in the script, you know? Like, let's say that my lesson is about ancient Egypt. I know I've done like so much research on ancient Egypt that like I just need to follow my script. But if a student were to ask like, oh, what kind of food did they have in ancient Egypt? That's not part of the script, but I did enough research to know, like, to be like, oh, hey, that's a great question. We think that they might have eaten this, this, and this, but also, like, I'm not super well versed. We could research it together, you know? So that's what helps my anxiety brain a lot. If I mainly just super chat and not lurk, am I really a V-tweeter? Forced into a position you don't like and you just adapt. Yeah, exactly. But it also helps, you know. They say that like you know, going outside of your comfort zone really helps in those kinds of things. And like if I didn't do like leadership things in college, I don't know if I would be a VTuber, because I don't think I would have had the confidence to even explore, you know, streaming. So I love that angle. It's okay to say that you don't know and encourage people to research. Yeah. I definitely want to encourage that because, you know, without doxing my workplace, like, I work at a place where like we're considered like you know, teachers sometimes go to us for questions about history, and we're seen as an authority, but we're also trying to not do that, like as in like we're trying to be like, oh, like, yeah, we have a lot of resources to do this research, but you can also do this at home, you know. I want to act out and need attention. Also my brain, I'm anxious. It's true. Okay, let's get some moshing. Let's do some moshing. Oh, you know what, Bardawolf, they gave me a good idea. Lonely but anxious, I get that. Yeah, I totally get that. Alright, let's go ahead and end it with a mosh, but instead of a mosh, we're vibing. What are we vibing to? Look at the dates, unless you're in Southeast Asia. But today, at least for me, is the 21st of September. So, let's put away the webcam. On Monday. Tuesday's just chatting. Might stream Thursday because I for sure can't stream Friday. That's my brother's birthday. So, and then Saturday will be pixel art. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna prep my schedule for then, and then I'm gonna visit the fam bam. But thanks everyone for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and raid into Kale. We're gonna raid into Kale. What the Kale? So thank you everyone. Thank you for the good week of streaming. Let's start raiding. I appreciate you guys. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, I'll see ya when I see. Hello, Justin for a drive. Goodbye, Justin for a drive.